Hey yogins, so this is a quick practice that I like to do daily, and I typically do this at the beginning of my asana practice. So before I get into the sacred forms, I do a meridian massage, and I like to do it outside. That's even better if you can do it in the sunshine. But here, the recording is inside, but feel free to take it outside. Okay, so most of you know all of this stuff, and now it's just putting it all together. So let's first do our collarbone, rubby thing. And remember, you're grabbing the skin and moving it back and forth, and then you're also sliding and gliding back and forth. And then whenever you need that deep breath in, we'll do that. And then we do the other one. What I love about starting here, some days when you're just, man, for whatever reason, you are so resistant to getting into your body and practicing. Just starting with this little meridian and lymph massage is really what this is. Can really help you get in the mood. All right, grab the ears front and behind. Slide and glide as well. Slide and glide down the neck. And then back to the collarbone. And we do the other. Yeah. Okay. And then let's massage the pectoral. Really, we're getting the lymph nodes. And then your back more towards that shoulder blade. And then let's slide and glide up and pushing the breast forward as you do that. So you can really get into those lymph nodes, okay? All right, and then do the other pec, shoulder blade, just kind of getting the meat there. Okay, slide and glide. Sliding and gliding is how you actually get to the lymph. And then, as you know, lymph is moved around, or you might not know. Lymph is mostly moved around through muscular engagements. Okay, and then do the nipple. Okay, little circle, circle, circle. And then do around the nipple. Big breath in. Right, and then do around the other way. Good. Okay, and you get to right below the ribs. Because at no yoga, I like to do like a little Uddiyana Bandha when I'm doing this. Make your way down to the belly button. Circle. Start to create bigger circles rather than just massaging. Go all the way to the nipple, to the pubic bone. And we go the other way. Back to belly button. All right, then we do the inguinal area. Trying to grab that skin. Feel those lymph nodes. Hopefully they're not sensitive. All right, slide and glide. All right, if they're sensitive, you know you're kind of fighting something. Okay, and then we get to the kidneys here. Just a little rub, warm them up. And then a little tap is good. Okay, then we go to behind the knees. This is all part of the lymph node massage. And then get inside of the ankles. Good. Okay, come back up. Now we do meridian tap. So let's do left lung. Big breath. And down the outer arm. And up the inner arm. I like to do that twice. Down the outer arm. If it's too intense to smack, some days it is, just rub. Okay, then we lift the arm so we can get to the armpit, behind the breast, and now zigzag the hand down the ribs. Get to the pubic bone. We're going to make our way up through the center. Then we're going to switch our hands, lung tap. And We go down the outer arm, up the inner arm, down the outer arm. And good. Okay, lift the armpit and then zigzag down the ribs and to the pubic bone and up through the middle. Good. Okay, now we're going to go outer legs and butt. Let's go down the outer legs, up the inner legs, down the outer legs, up the inner legs. Nice. Okay. Okay, I just keep tapping here till I'm done. Okay. All right, and then take a moment. All right, so now we do our shaking. So wrists and knees. See that from the side. Notice how my arms are not too bent. And my ladies, nice to do this without a bra on. Currently, I have a sports bra on, so I'm not getting as much shake as I would like. Good to do it without. All right, and then a little slower so you can flick the shoulders and the elbows. Okay, and then back to wrists and knees. The feet are fully on the ground currently. Let's take those arms up. And at first, for some of you, this is awkward and like the body doesn't really shake like this. Know that this type of movement is very important and has to do with how healthy our fascia is. And so if you're having trouble, just please, I beg you to stick with it. And eventually you'll get really, really, really good at shaking and it'll start being really fun. All right. I brought the arms down and then brought them back up, which I forgot to mention. Okay, now let the heels pop up a little bit. So we add some harder smackdowns. Big inhale. Yeah, let's do it again. All right, now keep the heels down and go to the left. Go to the right, just mirror me, that's fine. And around to the other side. And around to the other side. And to the other side. And then back to center. We take those arms up. Maybe let the heels pop up. That's your call. Depends on how good this feels. If it doesn't feel good, keep the heels down. And then some of you, let's actually jump all the way up and down. Toes leave the earth. And then some kind of out loud mantra. I learned this one from the sage at the top of a mountain once in Mount Shasta. And we yell, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. All right, and then we're gonna keep those feet on the ground. And we're gonna lower those arms back down. All right, now a little freestyle. You're gonna shake your butt, shake the butt, shake the butt. Man, this is a lot of hard work for the biceps. Shake the butt. And then the arms drop. Try to noodle the arms. Shimmy those shoulders. And then let's calls from the scarecrow. Better if I didn't have a sports bra. Okay, you lift the leg, shake it out, and then do the other. You know, you gotta kind of keep moving here. All right. Okay, and then try to lift one heel at a time. And then slow motion arms forward and backwards. This is good for your brain health. All right, yogins. And then where you started. Wrists and knees. Big breath in. Shaky, 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 shaky. All right, yoga. We're going to start slowing it down until we get into stillness. Ooh-wee. Feel that. Pause, a good one today. Very tingly. Now rub that tingle in, rub your hands. Rub your arms. Rub it down your body. Okay. All right. Now, if you're out of time, that's where you stop. Okay. If you've got time to keep going, little bend into the knees, have your feet a little wider than your hips, and start. We call this the shaking and then the cupping routine. This is the cupping. And first, your arms are super loose, and you want to get strong. Like you're really trying to whip your arms around. Be nice to the back. Okay, so some of you got to not whip so much. And then you start bending the elbows a little, and they now tap the belly, right, the intestines, the liver, spleen. Good. And then you're going to do lung and kidney. And my back is a little stiff today, so I'm going to let my heel pop up. And that takes that pressure off. Now look back, look back, look back. And you can either create a fist to tap your lung and your kidney, or like you got two little teacups, little cup of water, a little sip of water in your hands. Now reach over the shoulder. And that backhand might hit your lower back. That's the Ming Men point, the door of life. Go back to lung and kidney. And then actually noodle the arms again, let them hang as you do the movement. And then come into stillness. Beautiful. Okay. All right, so now great for digestion. We do this marching and twisting. So we go here and here. My front hand is hitting the outside of my knee, and my back hand is hitting my sacrum. Great for digestion. The hand on the knee is tapping one of the stomach points. Now, and like when you're doing this without the video, you could count. Maybe do 10, 30 is usually good. All right. And let's be finished with that. Pause for a moment. Really great for strengthening your balance as well. All right, and then tapping under the arm as you swing the leg and the foot out. And other side, and then other side, and other side. So now we're getting into the heart and the lungs, heart and small intestine, lung and large intestine here. Keep it going. All right, last one was like stomach, spleen, pancreas. This one, lung, large intestine, heart, small intestine. Nice. Okay, and then we'll be done. Come back to the center. And now you tap like upper back here. And then we lean over and we tap the outsides of the legs. And then we tap the kidneys. And then we do the outsides of the knees there. And then to the hair. So then it looks like this. Tap, 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 tap. Lungs, gallbladder, kidneys, bladder. This one, really all of the meridians. And so it has to do with vitality. You can certainly do this slower, much slower if you need. Bend the knees enough that you're comfortable. Okay, last few. Yogans. Okay, pause. Ooh. Here, here. Feel that. All right. Let's do a little showering chi. Or bend those knees, feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Inhaling all the way up. Earth meets sky, and now that causes that rain, and then exhaling this rain all around you, front, sides, and back, cleansing the being, all the layers, all the koshas. Beautiful. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, raining, cleaning body, clearing aura. Time. And then here, you're going to move your hands as if touching, like you're standing in a pond of water right now in the yin field, and your hands are gently moving over, caressing the top of the water. And then we'll slide our legs together, and you'll bring your heels together. And then we bring our hands across those thumbs on top, right above the pubic bone. If you're female, have your right hand on the bottom. If you're male, have the left hand on the bottom. And just breathing here, nourishing chi is this position, and we're just feeling the yin channels. Those are on the inner legs and the inner arms, the yang channels on the outer arms and the outer legs. Here it's the yin, the earth and the water, the yin energy of earth and water bubbling up through the body like a bubbling spring all the way up. into your internal organs, maintaining your juiciness, your vitality, your generosity, and your creativity. Thank you all for joining me today. And now, either you're ready to move forward with your day, or let's get into some asana. All right. Namaste. Love you.